And only 70 years have passed. That's all that has been. We have amazing individuals sitting here with us who, it was just like yesterday, right? I guess. And I was born in Israel. I grew up here in the States, in New Jersey, in New York, and I moved to Israel, back to Israel when I was 16, went to the IDF. I thought tanks would be cool, so I signed up. I was taken to the tank corps. When I was 19, I became a tank commander, and by the time I was 20, I had already been in the disputed territories dealing with the Palestinian thing, which was not fun at all, very tragic. And of course in Lebanon, which is where I was injured, and where I have lost a few of my good friends. See, because that's the price of our wonderful life being here. It's the price of being on a hardwood floor with these delightful chandeliers above our heads, and being here amongst amazing, beautiful people. The price of a chair, by the way, it's not a very high price. There's an ultimate price, which all of our servicemen here know, and which are losing our friends, and that gives us a wonderful life. If we want to go to a good show, we got to pay a price. That's how it is. And our lives in general are a very good show. Viktor Frankl, which wrote a book, he's a Holocaust survivor himself, wrote a book called Man in Search of Meaning, which I very much recommend you guys to read if you want some good reading. Psychoanalyst who was in Auschwitz, and based on his experiences, wrote a book about how this thing happened and how people actually came through it. One of the most amazing lines that he writes in the book is that he says that the Statue of Liberty shouldn't be called the Statue of Liberty at all. It should be called the Statue of Responsibility. Because liberty is simply something that we live today. It's something that unfortunately we have taken for granted completely. But at the time, it was very relevant because people who didn't know liberty came to the United States and saw it, and this was the huge symbol for them. But these days, when everybody knows who comes here knows liberty more or less, it should be a token of responsibility. And the funny thing about responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, is that none of us like responsibility usually when it is given to us. But when we take responsibility upon ourselves, it's an amazing and powerful thing. I'm sure that everybody who has children knows this, that life goes up to a much higher level suddenly, just by adding some weight to the shoulders, or just in the same way that people in Aboriginal culture cut down leaves of trees or cut down branches and then the tree grows even higher. Responsibility is something that is imperative and important. And the interesting thing about us sitting here is that I'd like to say that we as Jews have a lot more responsibility that we should be taking upon ourselves. Not only because, by the way, because it's, I'm sure the rabbi will agree that because God would like us to take more responsibility, or He has granted us more responsibility to take upon ourselves, but because we are here in a land which has given us so much. We wouldn't have been here without the United States of America at all. Like a friend of mine told me a few months ago, he said, well, if we didn't have the United States of America, we either probably wouldn't be here or we'd all be speaking German. And this is something that I can tell you in front of my bed, by the way. 2 weeks ago, I spray painted a red, white, and blue flag on the wall in front of my bed just because this is something that I feel it's in my veins. That every day I love my home, I love where I come from, I love Israel, I love my country. I will do anything for it. But this, the United States of America, is no less of a home to me. Some of my best friends are US veterans, and it's important to say that we as Jews must remain vigilant in instilling this notion and understanding what we're here to do. Not everybody can go and serve, of course, but it is important that we commend, that we say thank you. By the way, not to anybody, I don't mean physically thank you, but it's important that this is something that we keep in the back of our minds all of the time. Something like this, where the Jewish community comes, even in a small event, comes together, is something that's different. Whoever here is a different kind of person. This is something that is amazing. It's a small start of something that's amazing and should be growing, becoming bigger and bigger. And I would like to thank you so much for being here, and that we've got to keep this ball rolling, and that we need to let the Jewish community even further strengthen everything that we have today. And God bless you, and God bless America. God bless Israel, of course, and health and love, my friend.